us. No retreat, no surrender. That's the message of the sender. No BS and no pretender. Staying real with a positive agenda. Yes, push up yourself.
Ni sambule binaga na turan kina marama torbo kina ngale leo oni bokoro tiko mai na kamni singa dai na vengo sebo bokumbula tiko ni kimni mai serne Australia na kera bokana numitiko na kena mai tu pakati ki koya nonda bonola mani kobiti. Greetings everyone who's tuning in from all around the world today. My name is Sevu and I'm coming to you live from Sydney, Australia. And I'd like to pay my respects to our First Nation people, both past, present, and emerging. Always was and always will be Aboriginal land. And over to my co-host, the lovely MC Trey. Nisan Bulabinaga Trey, how are you?
Bulavanaka everyone, MC Trey here. Hope you're enjoying your Fiji Day weekend, celebrating wherever you are, gathering with friends and family all around the world. We're excited to come back and share with you for our second episode of Fiji Day Sydney. I'm MC Trey, coming to you live from the Darug lands of Western Sydney, the lands of the Waimali clans, and excited to be able to share the second half of our program with you. We look forward to hanging out with you, jamming. Please tell us where you're zooming in from. Please excuse the helicopters. Tell us where you're zooming in from. What you're up to, any of your Fiji Day messages, send us an image, and we look forward to hearing about what your day has been like and what you're doing this weekend for Fiji Day celebrations all around the world. Take care, God bless. Mother.
We had ourselves on mute again. Bulavanaka, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Sevu here and my lovely co-host, MC Trey. Greetings to you from Serene in Australia. Isam Bulavanaka. And already we've got those tuning in from all across the world. Bulavanaka to you all. Please let us know where you are dialing in from, where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear it, and we'd also love to know, as Trey mentioned earlier, where you're from, but also what you did today, if you did anything to celebrate. I know a lot of people are celebrating a day early because of course the Independence Day is tomorrow on Sunday the 10th, but given that it is normally a church day for most, we're choosing to opt in and celebrate Fiji Day today also. And how are you going over there, Trey? Love the flag backdrop happening?
Yes, thank you. I thought I'd have, some type of Fiji themed background. Couldn't find my Bulla shirt, but I've got my decoiler throw on here, which is one of my favorites. And just want to say Bulla to Tanya, who said she's listening in from Melbourne. Also to Fanny Whippy, who's listening in as well. I think she's in Western Sydney as well. But I love your shirt.
She sounds familiar. She sounds familiar.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. She sounds like a lovely lady, though. Bulavinaka, Auntie Fanny, hope you're doing well and keeping well, and that you've enjoyed this beautiful sunny day. So, Arietta is coming to us from New Zealand. Te Aroa.
Beautiful. Kia ora, Bulavinaka. And Esther joining in from Penrith. Yes, they must be still celebrating in Penrith, right? So last weekend and then this weekend with Fiji Day. So happy Fiji Day weekend to you, Esther.
Yes. So there, Arietta is mentioning that she's got a little grog session going. Lucky you over there in New Zealand, in Aotearoa. Unfortunately, in Sydney, we have those changes coming in on Monday. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of grog parties happening from Monday onwards, where we can gather in homes and start to be able to celebrate together. So Trey, I noticed something on your introduction is you've got a Vuni mango and Vuni mango. You know what I've just said then? I've just
Yes.
said yes. So you know what, when the mango tree, Trey has a mango tree in her yard. That was what was showing up earlier on. For those that are not familiar with what a mango tree looks like, it's the one with sort of like little, how should we call that? Little, just right
Flowery
directly behind it.
buds.
Yeah,
Like,
they're little flowering buds. And that actually is what turns into little baby mangoes and so forth, right? And Trey has this mango tree that I just noticed for the first time in your backyard. So I'm looking forward to the mangoes, because it's really, this is the time when mangoes flower, because they are ready by Christmas. Christmas is normally mango season. Yes?
oh, yes.
For those of you in Fiji that, or those of you that remember enjoying beautiful mangoes in Fiji during Christmas,
Yum.
mango seasons. Do you have any fun stories about you and mango in Fiji, Trey?
Yeah, just, buying a heap from the side of the road or from the market, and they're little mangoes, but always so sweet. So that's one of the things that, I miss about Fiji childhood, but we'll be over there soon.
Yes, absolutely. And for me, we actually have, because I grew up in the village, so in Dautata in Teilevu is where I'm from, for those of you that are wondering, Tikinombau. So Dautata Mbau Teilevu. And we had, my grandfather planted lots of mango trees, all different varieties of mangoes. So we grew up with all different types of mangoes, so we're familiar with all that. And then in our own yard, we had 3 mango trees that we always climbed and got all our mangoes, and then we'd pack it all into buckets and go out on picnics and, just enjoying that. So the
Beautiful memories.
beautiful memories. And the other thing I noticed was the Vunichaina.
Oh, yes. So it is the little ones, so it's
What
always
is it?
very
The latest
cute.
finger?
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
Can anybody guess, those of you that, since it's Fiji Language Week, what is the type of the lady's finger bananas that Trey is talking about? What is the Fijian name for lady's finger bananas? So put that in your chat. We'd love to hear who comes up with it first. So we're going to do little quizzes along the way, eh, Trey?
Sounds good.
Okay, so first up, we are going to, again, since we're celebrating Fiji Day, we wanted again to share some, especially the Fiji national anthem and the Australian national anthem, which is how we celebrate Fiji Day in Sydney. So we're going to go over to the beautiful voice of Ilisavani, who's going to sing the national anthem for us. Where is Ilisavani? Is he on there?
Ili, are you there?
Eli, are you there? I think we pushed Eli out, so we'll have to we put all those other clips in, remember? And because there's a limit.
So we'll come
Shall I
back
just
to
play?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but while you prepare,
ahead.
I think someone's answered the question. So they said Lingani Marama. So it's the small lady's finger. Willie said Wundi. Close, but same, but a bit different.
Who said Wundi?
Willie Tokon or Tokon. Yes. The bullet to
No,
Kyra.
the Wundi is the big one. This is the baby one. Willie? So this is the Lingani Marama. So 10 points to Kyra.
Yeah, he knows. He's doing his LOLs there.
Kyra Nivitia. I wonder where Willie is from, because you know how we talk about the food. Um, we talk about the nadabanakim kakana, and so forth. Well,
Yeah.
ours is the wundi. So
Oh,
that's why when he
there you
put that up, I
go.
went, I wonder if he knows that that's where that's also Nakito Kito kakana. So
He said
right,
he's here from Sydney, Australia, but we were wondering which part of Fiji we're from, Willie. And thank you to everyone for joining and for commenting, letting us know where you're listening in from. We've got Aotearoa, we've got Melbourne, and we've also got Western Sydney, Sydney City. And, let us know how you're celebrating your Fiji Day. Very quiet for us here in Sydney, but I do notice that, there's small gatherings happening all around in the parks and in people's homes. So great to see people are doing the best that they can with what we have. And Monday, the restrictions lift. So things, we'll be able to start to get back to some type of normalcy here in Sydney. Looking forward to that. And, eventually when we're allowed to gather and have events, we will have some another Pacific gathering. So Willie's commented there. He said he's from Laos, Sev.
oh, okay. Don't know whereabouts in Laos. Whilst we are talking about food, did you have any special food today, Miss Trey?
Well, it's a bit
the
warm
occasion.
in Sydney, so I didn't really want to have anything, heat up the place and do a lot of cooking. So I just went with some prawns and salad and some cassava. It's hard to find our food here in Sydney, especially with a lot of the shops that are closed. All the restaurants are closed, so you really have to drive around to find, the food that you want, your island food. So that's what I'll have. As soon as all the shops open, I'll be visiting the stores in Liverpool. I can't wait to visit everyone and start sampling the Fijian food as well.
Yeah. I have been eating a good Fijian food from last weekend. So I sort of had my Fiji food craving fix that I haven't had for quite a while last Sunday.
Yeah.
So you remember what I had. So so that was really, really good. And we had a picnic and ended up having kokonda. So my niece made some beautiful kokonda. We had nice ndalo to go with it, nama as well, and kora. Now, how many of you know what kora is? Do you remember kora?
What is kora?
Kora is fermented coconut.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan.
I love it. Beautiful with fish, beautiful with especially when you're having it with fish. Depending on where you're from, it's have you actually tried it, Trey? Have you? Yeah. Okay.
I've tried it. You have to grow up, right, eating it to be accustomed to it.
Yeah, because it's fermented. So so that is how they prepare food so that it would last as well. Before the days of refrigerators, they would use that. Just like the mbila is fermented.
I love mbila.
Yeah, tapioca, and made into bread so it could last for days. So is the kora made so that it would last as well. And you'd have it with fish. Now, you're talking about the Fiji national anthem. Shall we go to that now? And the Australian national anthem by Ilisavani, Dava.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. With golden sword and wealth for our home is girt by sea. Our lands abounding nations give of beauty rich and rare.
That was Ilisavani from FIJI Day Sydney. I still remember that particular day. Remember under the bridge there in Parramatta by the Riverside Tray?
Yes, indeed. And it was separate. It was different to the location that we were going to set up in, right? And then there was some issues with weather, and then the venue had to be moved that morning. And you and the team and Parramatta Council did a great job in responding quickly and then setting up. And then the sun came out as well, right,
Yes.
for part of that day. But it was beautiful down by the river, in Parramatta, on the Barramadigal lands of the Darug people. So, this is the second year that we have not been able to have an event face to face, but we look forward to celebrating next year for Fiji Day. And happy Fiji Day to Bernadette Stevens, who's popped in. Been a long time. Hope you're doing well. And also to Irami. Oh, he said he makes Kora's traditional tea, the best and free. There you go, Sev. So I have to sample that.
Bernadette, can I just shout out to Bernadette? Sending you lots of love, Bernadette. My beautiful Bernadette. Great to see you online. Thank you for
and
joining.
Tanya Marie there. Happy Fiji Day. Yes, so that was a beautiful song, beautiful rendition by Ilisavani. Such a beautiful voice and a powerhouse, right? So Yanaki Ilisavani always comes through and, does the anthems for us and performs. So we thank Ilisavani and hope Ili's doing well. We
Yes.
hope to hear from Ili later on in the show again. And
Yes.
then we've also got some other performances lined up and then other messages from some of our Fijian communities from around the world as well. So we're looking forward to sharing that with you. We also will take a look back, a flashback moment, looking back at some of the Fiji Day events that we've taken part in and helped create over the years. And, I was looking through the videos and it's been quite a while, over 10 years, right, since we've been helping to create these events, Sev. So good on you and good on us and everyone else that has contributed over the years. Over to you.
Well, the 2012 one, which is like, that's 10 years ago, was I think the first one that we actually did, or 2010. We did it quite earlier on, remember? And but before then, we also took part in the ones that you were introduced to Fiji Day on, which was Granville. Remember the Granville days?
Down the street, yeah, because I lived up on the other side of the highway, Woodville
Yes.
Road in Granville. Yeah, so I remember back in the early days and then doing performances there.
Yeah.
And just seeing it grow, over the years. And we look forward to, seeing how it continues to grow. Our communities have changed so much.
So true, so true. And it's just amazing to see where it came from, those early days from Granville. Remember Belmore days was when we started the Fiji Day celebrations under the Fiji Australia Association. And those were the Belmore days, and then moved over to Auburn, right? We moved from there to Auburn. And the challenge has been is in running these events is it's all done voluntarily. And so what Trey and I decided to do, because, it's not sustainable trying to run these events in voluntary capacity, right? Because people get tired, you may have lack of resources. So we had to change the model to it. And just so that we would be able to run it. So that's how we run Fiji Day Sydney under our companies and no longer under an association as such. They are partners, they get involved, but that's the way that we've been able to sustain the one here in Sydney. So it is a labor of love, isn't it, Trey?
It is. And, community organizations, Fiji Youth Pacific Initiatives, which we're involved in as well and have volunteered with, for over a decade, assist. And there's other organizations and businesses that come forward
Exactly.
every year. So, you know, if you're listening and you're interested in getting involved, please message us. You know, it's not an easy task, and it's at least 3 months of work that we donate our time to, you know. So,
You-
but
yeah,
it is a labor of love.
it is a labor of love, and people come up and they go, "You should do this, you should do that," and we would respond by saying, "We'd love to. Would you like to get on board?"
Come on
And
over and help us, please.
yeah, it's easy. We can all be critics, and we all come up with great ideas, you know. But those that actually do the work know how hard it is around the country and around the world who have to event manage this kind of organizations. Is really hard. Willie remembers Belmore. Remember Belmore? Willie, one of the things in Belmore was that we used to have a door entry, and I think we did that for the first 2 years. And the plan is to get away from door entry, you know, because you needed the door entry to actually pay for the venue, pay to try and pay the bills, you know. But do you remember, Trey? There were people that used to climb over the gates.
We'll come back to that. We've got a flashback section, but we'll come back to it. Beautiful memories. But now we've got a very special message from our High Commissioner. Over to you, Sev.
Yes. Our Fiji High Commissioner in Canberra. We're thankful as well to His Excellency for putting together this message for our Fiji community. Here we go.
Nisambula Vinaka, as we mark Fiji's 51st anniversary of independence today, I would like on behalf of the Fiji High Commission in Canberra to wish you all a very happy Fiji Day. This occasion provides us an opportunity to celebrate our journey as a nation. While learning valuable lessons from the past, we are looking to the future and moving forward. A familiar proverb reminds us that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. The past 12 months would have taught us this valuable lesson. We can and will overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges by working together, sharing resources, and helping one another. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic in Fiji has been enormous. All countries, of course, are experiencing the crushing blow of the pandemic in so many different ways. But the impact on small island nations like Fiji have been particularly severe. Without the help that Fijians have been receiving from our Wuvale or family in Australia through the Commonwealth Government, Friends of Fiji, the Fijian communities, groups and individuals based here, Fiji would have been in a far worse state. So I want to express our sincere gratitude to the Australian government and Fijian friends here for your untiring and continuing support to Fiji. Far from weakening our bonds, the pandemic has served to strengthen our cooperation as nations and peoples of the Blue Pacific. The Fiji-Australia-Wuvale partnership that was signed by Prime Minister Vuranga Bainimarama and Prime Minister Scott Morrison in 2019 is proving its worth at this challenging time. While each of our countries have difficult pandemic-related issues domestically to contend with, there is little doubt that the bilateral cooperation between Fiji and Australia has soared to greater heights. The Wuvale partnership is enabling both our countries to forge ahead into the future on mutually beneficial terms. At the core of that framework is the strong people-to-people links. As we look to the year ahead, nothing gives us more hope than the strong and encouraging track record of our ongoing mutual support. No matter how long you may have been away from Fiji or the geographical distance that separates us, nothing can take away the joy and pride that comes from the positive impact you are making through your contributions to Fijians back home. I want to thank you, our Fijian families, friends, and communities living here in Australia for the tremendous support you have been providing. Together, we are co-workers in nation building. In celebrating our 51st anniversary as an independent nation, we are acknowledging the sacrifice of Fiji's forebears and what they have passed down to us. We are also renewing our commitment to build on their positive legacy. More importantly, we embrace our responsibility to transfer to our children and descendants a secure, prosperous future. We hope to be able to travel as easily and frequently again soon so we can see one another in person. We look forward to continuing our collaboration in building our economies and societies. Have a safe and enjoyable Fiji Day celebrations.
There we go.
Thank
Fiji
you
to
His
Australia.
Excellency, yes, Daunivalu, for sharing that beautiful message. And we shared it early this morning as well. And, you know, it's just great to hear what he has to say and the important messages that he has for our community and our people. So thank you so much. And I just, you know, I was looking on Facebook earlier to see what else is happening. I noticed that you know, there's not too many celebrations going on around Australia, but Brisbane's event happening there in Queensland. Haven't seen what else is happening in the other states. And Victoria, as we shared earlier this morning, finished off their week of Fijian Language and Cultural Week as well, and then also had a Fiji Day special today. We were also talking earlier today, Sev, right, reminiscing about the past Fiji Day events and some of the great memories. You know, I was looking through some things, and I know you found a few videos as well, yes? There's so many beautiful memories of those Fiji Day events, but here's one that really stuck out for us, yes?
Yes, go ahead.
Glad that you can witness that this is the dress that I wear when I go to the market on Saturday. Berbatum Kaila.
Tell us about your Fiji Day experience.
Well, in particular, this particular Fiji Day and the group that does this Fiji Day, every time I come here over the years, I have a sense of belonging, you know. We are so out there every year, out in Sydney doing our own work, but this particular day and here right now, it makes me feel so good. I feel very Fijian today because all of my friends are out here, all of the people that I haven't seen for so many. This is what it is all about, and I get to say my speech over and over again before I forget. Yeah, now that I'm 60 plus, Corey, and everybody else is here now. The boys have arrived, the girls have arrived. The day's just started, and tonight we're gonna go Putukai. And did you want to say anything else? Yeah, and I'm still married, but I'm looking to at the same time. That you can witness that this is the kind of dress that I.
Beautiful.
How
I
funny
love
is
the
that, right?
headdress.
Yes, that was created by Clifton Assam. Rest in peace, Clifton.
Right.
Beautiful Clifton passed away suddenly a couple of years ago, just before the I think it was 2019 that he passed, and so that's a beautiful clip. And I don't think Lynda Tabuya has seen that clip, so I hope he's watching. Lynda Tabuya, and that particular clip of them having a little bit of a drink at Fiji Day. So it's great to see him. And that was when he did his speech as well. You know, when he did the Queen's speech. That's how he turns
Beautiful.
out. For those that were watching this morning, we talked about Lynda Tabuya and his reciting of the Queen's speech. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, it's great, you know, so memories like that just, you know, take us back to why we love our Fiji Day. It's like our big reunions where we all get to and sample the food, connect to culture, and, you know, for a lot of young people that had not been back to Fiji or have never been to Fiji, it's a great way for connecting back home. So thank you, Tabuya, for that memory, and we look forward to seeing more memories and also creating new ones.
Yes.
But Seb, you also caught up with some VIPs in Fiji. I understand that you caught up with Honorable Lynda Tabuya recently.
Yes, so thank you to the Honorable Lynda Tabuya, who is a member of Parliament and representing the SODELPA party and is the current whip. So she did a shout out and a message to us from Fiji. So we'll watch that now.
A warm Bulavinaka, Namaste and Faixia to you all. I am indeed honored to address you in commemorating 51 years of Fiji's independence. My past overseas visits to Fiji Day celebrations have always been festive and memorable. There always seems to be a sense of urgency in these meetings, a longing of Fijians to reconnect with their friends and family as Fijians. We're here to celebrate Fiji. Recently, though, I've seen some calls for the cancellation of this year's celebrations, asking, what do Fijians have to celebrate? One thing that has become painfully apparent in the past year is that no matter how you'd want to define Fijians, this pandemic has touched us all. It has challenged the very essence of what it means to be Fijian. When the second wave of COVID landed in Fiji after a year of being contained, I was outraged, but it didn't really impact me. When the COVID cases started to go from one unconfirmed community transmission, I remember thinking, we need to trace and contain that person. It was just one case, but then it turned into 2 and single digits, turned into tens, then hundreds and then thousands of new cases every day. At one point, Fiji was amongst the highest per capita in the world. With over 50,000 cases of COVID and 600 deaths, there can be a sense of disbelief at the sheer magnitude of it all. That's when the overwhelming realities of this pandemic really hit me. It's at this point that one begins to understand the question asked at the beginning. What does Fiji have to celebrate? It's a valid question that comes from a place of unbearable hurt and despair and a loss of faith in leadership. But here's my simple answer. We celebrate because we're Fijian. We celebrate because of our firm belief that things will get better. We may not yet be free from the challenges of COVID, but as Fijians, we will celebrate our strength and resilience that continues to empower us through this. As a Fijian, I thank God that we still have the breath to celebrate and give Him the glory. As a Fijian, I turn to my family to find comfort and support. It would break my heart on my community visits to see once proud, hardworking mothers and fathers reduced to mere shadows of themselves, begging for their children. Though many don't have food to eat, we will always have family. Though we may be separated by oceans or locked down in a bubble, the bond of the Fijian family will always remain. Last year, that family bond was over $650 million in remittances sent mainly from Australia, New Zealand and America. I honestly believe that your love of family has enabled Fiji to survive one of its darkest chapters. On behalf of everyone in Fiji, I want to thank you for all the sacrifices you've made in Australia to ensure that your families at home don't go hungry. You are the definition and essence of what it means to be Fijian. Today's Fiji Day is a celebration of you. It is my prayer that God continues to richly bless all of you down under as you continue to be a blessing to your families in Fiji. Once again, a heartfelt vinaka vakalevu, Daunivalu, Faixia, and until next time, Moade Tokeani.
Totoka. Vinaka vakalevu to Naita Lynda Tabuya for that lovely message coming all the way from Fiji. And, it's challenging times, as we know. We're all familiar with it, and she's speaking to that. And but it also shows the resilience of our people. And we're thankful for leadership, as we see in Naita Lynda, Honorable Naita Lynda Tabuya. And also we saw the message from the party leader of the People's Alliance, which is Mr. Sitiveni El Rambuka, his message this morning. So if you haven't seen that, go and have a watch of that as well. So
Lynda's so inspirational. I love how she's always speaking her mind and always standing up for the vulnerable and especially those who don't seem to always have a voice. So I love that she's always checking in and bringing those issues to Parliament. So good on her, and thank you for that beautiful message, Sev. Sorry, over to you.
No, that's true. And it's great to have that. Now, Trey was going, what happened to our handle for Fiji Day? It wasn't loading properly.
They won't know what that means.
It's this frame. Can you see this frame? Frame on, frame off?
Yes. I
Just like,
think
where is
without
it?
frame. Without frame's good because it cuts off our colouring.
Okay, so we're leaving it off.
Yeah, I think.
Is that what you're
Or
saying?
up to you. Up to you. What do you? I mean, it looks okay.
It does look good. It puts a professional edge to it. Now, this is for those that don't know. That's Veitalano is a show that we do every Monday. It's a digital series that we live stream every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Sydney time, and it goes for about an hour. And we've been using that for communication with our community, especially through the last few months of lockdown here in Sydney, New South Wales. And there was a lot of messaging that the government as well was trying to get across to our communities, the Pacific communities. And we were able to use the platform for that. So that's what that is about. Now, over to you, Trey. What have we got next coming up? I can see the time is running quickly.
It is. It's just moving along so quickly. We talked, again about some other events that we, from Fiji Day, some other memories. Maybe we can show a quick one that we pulled up earlier. Should I just switch that on?
Yes, please.
Good to see Savuto and Leli in the band there, and I think the women were here from Laos, if I recall correctly, and they were, it was great to have their presence, and I loved it, their outfits, and of course, yes, you could tell they were from Laos because of the outfits as well. So thank you to the Maramas for getting up and always bringing the party. So that one was in Parramatta, yes, that event.
Lovely tortale there from the ladies. I just love how they just get up and start, dancing like that. It's so good to see. Beautiful, beautiful work.
Indeed. And Sev, earlier on, we also caught up with Mal Fruin, yes, who's the chairperson from the New South Wales Council for Pacific Communities that's based here in Western Sydney, and who we've worked with, for over a decade as well, and continue to work with on Pacific initiatives. But over to Mal Fruin, who's got a special message for all of us.
Bulavanaka ko Malaimi Fruin Toko Ingoa. I'm the chair of the New South Wales Council for Pacific Communities. I'd like to take this opportunity to say Happy Fijian Language Week. It's been wonderful to see the stories, the children speaking in language, all being shared on social media as you celebrate Fijian Language Week. I also like to acknowledge that you, as you prepare for the Fijian Independence Day online festival, which is hosted by Sevu and Trey here in New South Wales, and they'll run that Saturday and Sunday. We look forward to tuning into that and sharing of those celebrations. Thank you for all that you have done in supporting not only us, the New South Wales Council for Pacific Communities, myself and my team, but many other Pacifica groups here in New South Wales. On behalf of our team, happy Fiji Independence Day. Kia ora.
Beautiful message from Mal. Thank you, Mal, for sharing. And Fiji Language Week, yes, that's been happening, and that's an initiative that started in Aotearoa through the New Zealand government. And, you know, we've been adopting that all around the world as well. So the week before Fiji Day is Fiji Language and Cultural Week, and then it goes into Fiji Independence Day. As we know, 51 years ago, we showed some images earlier today. I was going to say earlier this week, earlier today, but I've pulled up some more images. Should we show some of those which highlight, you know, the historical event that took place in Albert Park?
Yes, please.
Such a strong image, isn't it, about what's taking place and signifying the release of Fiji from the British colony. 51 years ago, Fiji Independence Day. And, you know, this, I could just imagine what that felt like for so many, you know, would have been a bit daunting, but then also liberating as well to have that independence restored back to Fiji 51 years ago there in Albert Park in Suva with Prince Charles. And there's also this image, which I thought was, you know, I love looking back at images and videos from that time and this era, and, you know, the yell that's all lined up there. You said maybe you could explain a bit about what's happening in the image.
Yes, the yao there, and of course you've got the Angona plant right there, a big, the root right there just brought in as well as a gift. And of course you can see all the traditional mats that have been piled up there, you know. Beautiful images of how the of our rich culture and how that was presented on this very special occasion.
And then just the final one, which I thought highlights, you know, the different cultures of the day. You know, down the bottom would have been, you know, representation from the Girimit community, the Indian community in Fiji, the Indo-Fijian community. And then I do recall the Meke group that they had. There's a beautiful performance that's on YouTube, and then down the bottom we can see Ratasa Kamasese Mara there and some of the other delegates, the VIPs for that event in Albert Park for Fiji Independence Day.
Yes, the Girimit, and you've got the Meke happening there. Wow, amazing images.
Yeah, it is. So I, you know, encourage you all to go back and look online, do a bit of a search, and, you know, this is why we celebrate Fiji Day, you know, every year, the independence and the return of Fiji back to independence.
Yes,
indeed.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing those photos again and taking us back in history.
Oh, good.
Yes. And what have we got coming up next? Let's do a couple of, can I just do some quick shout outs while you get we got ready? We have Esther, Deborah, Vinagavagalevu, to MP Lynda. Yes, that was a beautiful speech, wasn't it? And Lynda is so passionate, and her advocacy work is so great in Fiji. And we've got Joe as well, Black Arrow, all the way from the Northern Territory.
Wow.
Lovely to hear from you.
Jojo. He said he remembers when he was in Levuka as a toddler. Wow. Thank you for always joining in and supporting us. We appreciate it. And did we say hi to Netava? Netava says Buli Vinaka. Can you see his message?
What's up, Netava? That's right. Netava Nimbula Vinaka. Raro Koliwa. Sorry. Raro Koliwa. Apologies about that. Netava Nimbulevinaka coming to us from Solovi in Nandi. Hope it's nice weather
There
in
you
Fiji.
go.
I'm not sure how good the weather
Yeah, I
is.
wonder what. Yeah. How is the weather in Nandi and Suva today, if anyone's watching
Yes.
in from Fiji? But
Let us
Sev, you
know.
also caught up with one of our colleagues who's doing some great work in Fiji. So we'll hand it over to Mr. Usaya Morley.
Bolivinaka and happy FIJI Day. We communicate na barang cumain na sinikua bakang bulat tu kaingo and asas bagara na tanggunga usai dirki wai moli turboni nuku to dia lobo ni obalau was talangai navanga koro lomai viti bakang bulat tu kan bikamni na bunua tamana biasa berburu ni tiku kina o president tiku ni na Sino District Council of Social Services na bibunua kada ni tiku ngori na boleh tuku-tuku ke viti na vida namba kemengo na ndo tukuni na vika ndala ko rumu tsiko nongo iya weekend and ndo babu na tukani na buku numni vitokon menen na bolai talnga na bol ni vingauna nonda vitorlinga takabata na kena sangai metare da tal nonda banua kena bunu men le vale sital kena bunua en ndo no metikukin wikumni nonda ni barro chumai en via sei burubura doni tatau au lita kabuli na yau ina vida sarna bak sauti doni na talai mai oirana lupenda ni rabar mai buli wata ko bango na mala ni bosa nona na turanga na tuiliku ni ngole ngori ni kuwa ni lifestyle mai na korongo esa nomunitu ni lako ni lisangana numnimbula ni rawati kemni ninga lifestyle mai unitaka go wika kede tungo go sa nomuni rautu unitaka na bunua ni tikukinda na bunua ni sadaka kina ni sali rambula kina unitaka ni sarawati tiko na wika tubala ken ena FIJI Day ngo ento na FIJI Day na ngungula da bindre weekend na ngonongo kemi banu ni tungo me sana baru ndola na boda me taratal na wingol laki nondo bi korkor iya en ngay tukul ngangon we kemi kada baru mai banu ni tendo banu ni binak ten we kemi to doko happy FIJI Day to all of you ngena numutiko go sa nomuni oti don ngona sana ndola mbaka na boda ndana ngemi sotombolo taltiko happy FIJI Day to all of you and God bless Fiji Daunivalu.
Beautiful to see Usa there and standing by the sea, by the ocean. Beautiful message.
Yes, Vinagavagalevu Matangali Usa Moli for that wonderful message. Again, I muted myself while I was talking away. Thank you for that beautiful message, and we certainly look forward to the borders being open so we can once again join you. We've got 10 minutes to go, so we've got a few more shout outs and a little bit more dancing to do, Trey. Yeah. So let's go straight into, we also greet Dr. Chochi Ravulo, who you caught up with earlier on, Trey, as well, with a shout out.
Nissan Bulavanaka and hey, I'm Chochi Ravulo, wishing you and your family all the best from the lands of the Darawal people in southwest Sydney. Happy FIJI Day!
Nice quick one there from Dr. Chochi Ravulo, who is Professor Chochi Ravulo now. Does amazing work here as an academic and a professor in the Pacific work as well. Besides other areas that he's involved with, Trey, some of them you'd like to mention?
Yes, working in the mental health space and doing a lot of advocacy for mental health issues and raising awareness about mental health in Pacific communities. So thank you, Georgie, for doing that shout out for us.
Exactly. Always high energy. And talking about high energy, we've got another shout out from Fiji. This lady is a well-known lawyer in Fiji and is very involved and sits on a lot of different organizations. And you'll notice her. She's a celebrity lawyer and wonderful friend. So it's wonderful for her to do a shout-out message as well for us. All the way from Suva, I believe, looking at this photo.
Bula vinaka, bula re, bula sia, dola vina, dola riki, malong bula to our Valley in Australia. Happy 51st Independence Day. Anyone that has traveled to our beautiful shores can attest not only to our natural beauty, but also to the beauty of our Fijian people, both inside and out. We Fijians are amongst the happiest and friendliest people, and combined with our sense of national pride, we not only enjoy our culture, but also love to treat others with our famous Bula smile. Happiness lives here in Fiji because Fiji is where happiness finds you. We are a cheerful people. It just comes naturally. Our traditional Fijian way of life is based on our communal principles, embodying happiness by doing things for others. Now we should be proud that we are naturally hospitable, approachable, and we can make a connection with anyone that comes into contact with us. We Fijians are family focused. We are taught from an early age that family is the most important thing in life. We value relationships and we support those around us. Like our Pacific neighbors, we operate on our Fiji tribe. We get things done on our own way and in our own time without worry of deadlines or stress. As we say, Fiji time, no hurries, no worries. This Fiji Day, like our national anthem that is a prayer, it is my prayer that we embrace our culture of inclusivity, of love, of light, as we navigate a future that is full of successful endeavors, abundance and peace. Happy Fiji Day, everyone. Here in Suva, Fiji, wishing you all an awesome Fiji Day celebration.
Oh, Vinaka Anna, thank you for that beautiful Fiji Day message. And I love how green everything looks, right? We forget like how rich the Vanua is until we go back, right? And it's just green everywhere. Here in Australia, we're just so used to seeing concrete everywhere and, you know, the urban environment. But, you know, seeing that video just reminds us of, you know, how green and how natural Fiji is. We really miss it. I miss it dearly.
So true. And how vibrant is she as well? Beautiful Anna. She's got the great Bula smile and so forth as well to go with it, right? Just full of beautiful energy. Yes, there was the issues with the audio with that. Apologies about that. Poor Anna was trying to get all those glitches out of the way, and she was messaging me saying, "Oh, this is not working out properly." And I said, "Now we're going to play it anyhow." So I'm glad that we're able to play that anyway. Yeah.
Excellent. So true. And Joe says, it's urban where we are. That's right. Urban where we are, Jojo, I can imagine it's so beautiful up there in Northern Territory and, you know, so tropical. We're stuck in the urban jungle over here. Don't worry, we'll come and visit again soon.
Exactly.
And we talked earlier about some of the previous events, right, that we've hosted, and another one of our, you know, magical moments from Fiji Day is this event here. I'll just quickly share with you. Try and guess who the group is.
How I miss that atmosphere. Fiji Day Sydney.
So true. And Uli picked it up. I mean, we did have the name of the group underneath, but yes,
I
it
was gonna
was.
say, everybody will know the wonderful Matavai and
Yes.
Matavai cultural
Art.
art and dance and performance. Pacific. I've got those mixed up, but Matavai is fantastic, and they're a wonderful school, cultural arts school here in New South Wales, run by the beautiful Mary Jane and her husband Fred. So they do a great job, and we always thank them for their great support. And of course, their Fijian classes, Trey, are very popular, right? Their Fijian dance groups.
I love it. And I love seeing all the different ages. You know, the young people are so enthusiastic, and it's a great way of ensuring that our culture and language continues on. So,
Yeah,
beautiful children.
exactly. And you know what? I haven't had enough of that song, so I want to play a little bit more of that same song. Are you ready for just a little quick dance?
Yeah, maybe we'll practice on the sideline.
Okay, here we go,
I'm ready.
people.
Oh, Sev, you were supposed to dance along with me. I thought we were practicing in the background. But anyway, thank you. That was
the moves
a collaboration. Yes, indeed. So that was another Mecca performance there, and thank you to the young people for sharing such a beautiful memory of our Fiji Day events. Can't wait till next year. So, you know, it's almost 8 o'clock. It's almost time to go. Where does the time go to, Sev? Like, seriously, it's like we're just starting, right?
Uli's enjoying Uli's enjoying the dance there. Uli, we're going to do a festival soon, right, in Sydney?
Yeah.
We're planning on doing something early in the year.
Yeah.
So we'll start planning, and we'll keep you posted on that. We're not going to wait for Fiji Day 2022, which we will also have, of course. But we've already been talking to the Parramatta Council about 2022, a festival earlier on in the year. So watch this space.
Yeah, and again, if anyone, you know, has any ideas or wants to collaborate, please do message us.
Yeah. Is that your music? Whose music is that?
Oh, that's the DJ I've just got in the background there.
I was going, where is that coming from? Is that me or?
Yeah, enough. Okay.
The team, huh? Your team working in the background there.
Yes,
I see.
you know, the production team, the lighting, the hair, the makeup, it's all there. You know, it's all happening. But we've got a few more messages. So can we play some of those?
Which one is that?
We've got two of our local creatives. Do you want me to share them?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, go ahead. Introduce them and let's.
Bulavinaka guys, my name is Benativa. I'm from Kandavu, and I just want to send this message to you guys. Happy Fiji Day to everybody out there, Sydney, Fiji, Australia, around the world. Just want to say, you know, celebrate this Independence Day with love. Anyways, I'm out.
Oh,
See?
Ben.
Ben's got the idea. DJ.
Later, Ben.
And apologies, it's Ben Nativa, Nitivi. Sorry, Ben. You know, my spell check not work properly today. But thank you so much for sharing. And we do have another shout out from one of our creatives as well. I'll just share that with you.
Nisambula Vinaka, my name is Ilisavani, sending you best wishes from Sydney. Happy Fiji Day.
Oh, Vinaka Ili.
Ili. Hope you're doing well over there and keeping well, and we're all about to come out of this lockdown very soon.
So true. Well, Seb, I think that's about it. Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. We hope that you've had a great time sharing these moments with us, sharing stories, entertainment, and history, and just creating our own Fiji Day festivities, even with everything that is going on. So we thank you for joining us and wish you well, and in the coming weeks ahead and months ahead, as we all begin to come out of the lockdowns wherever we are, especially those in Fiji and here in Australia, where our timing is about the same time. So we wish you well. We thank everybody for tuning in. Baka ni marutakan na nanda may sota, na nanda may vitalano, nanda may vewaseitaka, na bulango may nakoro, na vitalano eso, na sere, serkali, so talaga na wasa matua, rato dati ko irna nanda liu na matentua viti, bakita bichi kumay, ve kemni talaga na wasi ko kumay, na namuni waseti ko man namuni waka sama namuni waka nananu, and mona liva and the wakarong tiku kinongo. I'm trying to use as much.
On point, Seb. On point.
I'm trying to use as much Fijian words without using English alternatives. That was the goal there. So I'm like, I don't practice enough.
It's so true. You know, like living in Sydney, and I've heard you say this before, like, you know, most people, they speak in, you know, Fijian language, but then they'll resort to English halfway, then go back. So it's good that you're retraining the brain to stay, you know, on Itoke language. As for me, still half and half. So I'll be working on it. It's a lifelong journey for me, and I look forward to going and spending some time in Fiji, you know, because I find once you're there, this is what I found with me, when I'm there, it flows quicker, you know, once you're in the environment on the land, I just feel that it's easier, you know, it flows. When I come back, it's not as easy. So I look forward to returning in the new year. But we've got one more video. I think maybe you could just help set that up. That I thought would be a beautiful, you know, song to finish up on. And, you know, like Sevu said, thank you to everyone for listening in, and to everyone that took their time, you know, to send us messages and well wishes. You know, I know that everyone's been so busy, and we appreciate the time that you all took to share those messages with us. And, you know, also those that tuned in to listen, and we'll be creating our events again next year, and we'll be posting it up here on the Fiji Day Sydney page. But also every Monday, we're on our Veitalanoa show, Monday at 7:30 p.m. And just a big bulla to Gavin Went. He says, thank you, Bernadette, and Jojo, thank you very much. And Willie, thank you for tuning in, Uli. And we look forward to seeing you gang again soon. Also, Janelle said she remembers Lidcombe Oval, the best venue. It was a beautiful venue, and it's I think it's changed a lot now, that venue. But we look forward to more events in Fiji and in Sydney here as well, to coming up in the next year in 2022. That's it from us. We wish you well. And one thing I read today, Fiji's at is it 80% vaccination rate, you know, which is amazing. Yeah, 80%.
Right?
Yeah, so you know, and we're at 70. So you know, I read that that's a great achievement there by the community. And so, like you said, I think the PM is announcing on Sunday their road to easing restrictions, so here in New South Wales, that's already been announced for us, and those that are in Fiji, I think Sunday at 4 p.m, the PM will be announcing that. So, we wish them well. We know it's been challenging for you at home as well, and we wish you all the best with the recovery and getting back on your feet. And we continue to share that community spirit and the love, that is within us that we're so used to. So we thought we'd finish off with this tune, and it'll remind you of home. It'll remind you of our Fiji spirit and our community spirit. So happy Fiji Day weekend, and we look forward to seeing you all again. God bless you. Any final words, Sevu?
Vinaka Nisa Mode, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. God bless.
Children will follow. Now is the time to believe.
We can be the way the world should be. We can shine our light for the world to see. Fiji, ever Fiji, let our voices ring with pride. For people everywhere in the islands of Fiji come together under God as one in unity. Yes, we'll begin.